Hey guys, if you like the content, please be sure to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing another Swiss Born of the Gods draft. Quick reminder, check out this week's Mortar Pod episode, and also check out this week's Seems Good Magic card giveaway. Alright, on to the pack. We've opened Spirit of the Labyrinth, who's fine. 2 mana, 3/1. Not too shabby. I like quick cards. There's also Mischief and Mayhem, which is good. Nyxborn Rollicker's fine. Good for Heroic. I like Bestow. Pretty weak pack overall. Pretty weak pack. It's really the Sudden Storm, Spirit of the Labyrinth, Mischief and Mayhem, and Nyxborn Rollicker. I could take the Sudden Storm. Sudden Storm lends itself best to sort of more aggressive decks. I mean, I could take the Spirit of the Labyrinth as well. It's cheap. It's rare. I'm going to go with the Spirit of the Labyrinth. It's not that its ability is all that relevant, but 2 mana, 3 power. I don't know. Seems pretty good to me. Alright, follow-up pick. Well, we've got Crow and Skyguard. That's a pretty good follow-up pick. There's also Raised by Wolves, which I haven't gotten a chance to play yet. But there's also Satyr Nyxsmith and Rise to the Challenge, Excoriate. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely taking a Crow and Skyguard here. But Raised by Wolves and Divination, Mortal's Resolve. There's some decent cards in here beyond the Skyguard. Alright, third pick. And what have we got? We got Nyxborn Shieldmate. Keeps us in white. Asphyxiate is good removal. Springleaf Drum is playable but not amazing. Rise to the Challenge is fine. Yeah, I think we stay on point here. Shieldmate is good with both of the cards we already have. And I like Bestow. So let's just stick with white for now. See what's open in the later picks. Okay. This pack looks pretty similar to the last one. Faded Conflagration's cool. Not really worth diving that deep into red yet. Rise of the Challenge is good for red. I think we can take another Shieldmate. Still continue to cut white. Hopefully that'll have it available and open to us in packs 2 and 3. But we'll have to see. Yeah, we'll figure out our second color when we see what's open. Might be black, but I don't know how I feel about black-white. I don't do it very often. Okay. Well, there's Mindreaver, Stratus, Walk, Sphinx's Disciple. This is the second Mindreaver we've seen. I guess at this point I'm fine with Fearsome Temper. It's a good card. Red-white's a good strategy. There's really nothing amazing in here. So I'm okay with at least taking Fearsome Temper and seeing if we can make red work. Okay. We can take Excoriate. I don't really like it very much for aggressive decks. But there's not a whole lot else. I mean, we can take Mischief and Mayhem. It's a good green card. Green-white's actually fine. Alright, I talked myself into it. I can take that over Excoriate. I just don't think Excoriate's really what I'm going to want for a deck that looks the aggressive route that we're probably going to end up doing. Okay. We could take Rise to the Challenge. Could take Mortal's Resolve or Aspect of Hydra. I guess Mischief's probably better than Fearsome Temper, so we can try and go more green here. And if I'm going more green, I should just take the Mortal's Resolve. Aspect's going to be better in a heavier green list, and I don't know how heavy green we're going to be yet. So I'll take the Mortal's Resolve. Okay, we can take Revoke Existence. I probably like that more than the Siren Song Lyre. Revoke is pretty main deckable, I would think. It actually is a god killer too, which is nice. Not too much in here for us. I think we'll just cut the green card, see how that works out. Alright, we'll snatch up a second Mortal's Resolve. And got a Griffin Dreamfinder here. There's also a Rise the Challenge, which is a great card. Probably not playing the Dreamfinder. I guess it does bring back Shieldmates and Spirit and a couple things, but let's take the Rise the Challenge just in case red can work out. Alright, we get a Dreamfinder anyway. Alright, Sun Chaser. When you're aggressive, this card's fine. It's not great, but we've got Fearsome Temper, so it could possibly be a route we can take. Cut the white card. So really, we're kind of waxing and waning between either red or green as our second color. Although we weren't able to pick up much white in the ending of that pack there, which is a little bit worrisome. Could have been just not a lot was opened out of all those packs, but we'll have to see. Alright, so choices here. I mean, there's Temple of Silence, there's Nessian Courser, there's Flame Speaker Adept, Minotaur Skull Cleaver, Titan Strength. I mean, I'd rather do red-white more so than green-white, but green-white is fine too. I think the pick is really Minotaur Skull Cleaver, Adept, or Titan Strength if I'm going to continue down red-white. And if that's the case, I probably want a creature. I do like Titan Strength a ton, though. But at the same time, I also like Skull Cleaver. You can get a really good curve going. Some people don't like this card very much, though, but I do. I mean, Titan Strength is pretty insane. It's early enough where I probably just want the Titan Strength. You can go infinite on these, but I will be needing some more creatures. Especially since we already have a couple shield mates. I'm going to opt for the Titan Strength. Hope that's not a mistake. Oh, wow. Labyrinth Champ. That's awesome. Another Titan Strength, too. I think at this point, why don't we just cut green? Try it. Let's go for the red-white. I'll play Dreamfinder if I have to, but I'd prefer not to. We're going to definitely taking the Labyrinth Champ here. And hopefully table, most likely table the Crusader. Ideally table Titan Strength or God's Willing. If that doesn't work out, maybe we get the Peak Eruption on the wheel too, which is a pretty good sideboard card. Alright, so we got the Labyrinth Champ, Wingseed Rider here. Alright, we're on a good path. That makes me feel good. Wingseed Rider, one of the best creatures for this strategy. Happily picking it up here. Not too much else for us here beyond that. Spear Point's fine too. Alright, tons of options for us here. This pack is almost strictly red-white. We can go Cyclops for another finisher. We can go Hopeful Eidolon for more Bestow. We can go Flame Speaker Adept, Stone Shock. I mean, all of these cards are good. I think I'm probably going to do the Hopeful Eidolon. We already have the Bestow targets, but the Lifelink is just such a good extra thing to have in racing situations especially. But it also helps that if you have it bestowed and then you target it again with something, it deals the 2 damage, so you do actually gain the life if this has already been bestowed, which is kind of crazy actually. I think Hopeful Eidolon for the most part goes later than most of these cards, so I could see the argument for like Ill-Tempered Cyclops, but I kind of want this Eidolon. I just like Bestow so much. Alright, Fanatic. Although we do look a little bit red light. Could be better for us to just take the God's Willing here. I like the protection. I want the Fanatic, but like I said, currently a little bit red light. We're also a little bit creature light, but God's Willing is just so important for this strategy. Being able to lock out removal spells like that, plus while generating heroic, I think it's just too good to pass up. Okay, so it looks like not too much for us here. I don't really like a Crow and Horse very much. I don't think it does enough. It's too slow. Same thing with Griffin, but I'd rather play the Stephenson Griffin than the Dreamfinder since it's got 3 power flying. Alright, so there's a Philosopher, an Ordeal, and a Battle-Wise Valor. I think we got to go with the Ordeal here. It's more life gain. It's more heroic targeting. And with the shield mates, or the Hopeful Eidolon, I'd be much more willing to drop a 1-drop without bestowing it and then going turn 2 Ordeal. I think that can be a really powerful play, so we'll go with that. Still a little bit creature light, but not too terrible. I mean, let's cut the Dreamfinder now because I'd prefer to not play that if possible. All right. I want the Battle-Wise Valor, but we're still a little bit short on creatures, so I'm going to take the Skull Cleaver, which I just like a lot anyway. I like it more than most people do. Otherwise, Valor or Crusader are fine as well, but I like Skull Cleaver a lot. Look at that. Back-to-back Skull Cleavers. This is, I believe, the first pack. That's great. Love to see that. Alright, we got the Crusader on the wheel. Did not get the Peak Eruption or some other important card that I can't remember now, but we'll take the Crusader. Looks actually really playable in here with Titan Strength, Rise, Ordeal. A lot of stuff to target it with. We can take the Sable just in case we're short on creatures. Flame Speaker Adept, I think I'd rather play that over the Borderland Minotaur. We've got God's Willing, Titan Strength. So I guess we don't have a ton of Scry, but I think I'd still like the Adept more. It's cheaper. Alright, I guess we'll take Griffin number 2, although I'd prefer to not play either of them if it's up to me. Why don't we cut the cards we prefer not to play? So we don't need the Griffin. So far we're easily looking like a 16 land deck. Cool. Open Chain to the Rocks, that's great. It's actually playable in here. Rage of Perforos is probably fine as well. Not much else beyond that. Chosen by Heliod's fine in here too, but that's actually kind of cool with Chain to the Rocks. That's fantastic removal, and it's perfect for what we're doing. Oh, there it is. Annex and Siamede. As someone has wisely put, I open this more than anybody else. Holy jeez. It's too bad that this pack is ridiculous beyond Annex and Siamede, because there's Lightning Strike, Wingsteed Rider, Dauntless Onslaught. Jeez. Tons of other good cards, but yeah. Not going to pass Annex and Siamede, no way. There's our Fire Drinker Satyr. I love this card. Definitely good in a deck like this. I'd like to see somebody argue that. I probably don't want to play the Bronze Sable. Why don't we start cutting stuff I'd prefer not to play right now? I guess everything else I'm probably okay with. The Sable is just a little bit lacking. Lacking enough where I'd prefer to not play it. We've got all the 1-drops though. This is definitely a 16 land deck. Jeez. Just all the good picks again. Divine Verdict, Wingsteed Rider, Dauntless, Arena Athlete. I don't mind doubling up on Wingsteed Rider, although I admit I really think the Emissary might be the pick. And then hopefully wheel Athlete. If it seems like people don't like this card. I mean, Onslaught is so good too. With double heroic targets, which is possible too. Man, that is tough. So many good cards here for us. I think I gotta go Onslaught. The sheer amount of value you get out of Dauntless Onslaught, that's tough. I don't know what to say. So many good cards in here. But Onslaught is just so powerful. Such a powerful card. Alright, yeah. I'm not gonna refuse a Divine Verdict. Even when you're aggressive, Divine Verdict is very good. Alright. Hopeful Eidolon number 2. Definitely down for that. And then we can probably cut the Sun Chaser, which I don't like that much anyway. Oh wait, we're 24? Okay. I can take Philosopher. I'd play Philosopher over Sun Chaser too, but maybe not. Why don't we just take it for now, I guess. Maybe that's not true. I don't know. I just feel like Philosopher's probably. I just don't like Sun Chaser that much. Even in a deck like this, something about Sun Chaser bugs me. It's too slow. I don't like that you have to attack with it. I mean, yes, it has evasion, but I don't know. I just don't like it that much. I think I'd rather play the Philosopher. This deck looks great. I don't even know what we're cutting after this. Maybe the Revoke. We could sideboard that if I see something I'd rather play. Awesome. Cavalry Pegasus. Kind of wish this was a human, but we have Philosopher. Do we have any other humans? Yeah. Shieldmates, Crusader, Flame Speaker, Anax. Yes. And Labyrinth Champ. Pegasus looks fantastic in here, so we're definitely going to play that. We can cut the Revoke. Awesome. Looks very good. Think we can hate the Last Breath. I don't want to play it, but it's a good card to hate. Unfortunately, we didn't get any burn spells, but the removal we do have is what? Chained. And, oh, Borderland Minotaur is good. I don't think we're playing it, but it is good. What was I saying? Oh, removal. Yeah, so we've got Chained to the Rocks. Titan Strength, Rides the Challenger, just tricks. And then Divine Verdict. So we're actually, the only weak part about this deck is we're really short on removal. This deck could have definitely benefited from Lightning Strike, Bolt of Keranos, Magma Jet. We had to pass a Lightning Strike for what? An Anax and Siamede? Yeah, I can't regret that. Alright, Table the Chosen by Heliod, but I presume we're not going to play it. I don't think. Why don't we just hate the Hippocamp? I'm not going to play. Cutthroat Maneuver is actually good against us, and I'm not going to play the Battle Priest, so. Yeah, I mean, just being a little bit removal light isn't the end of the world. I mean, we can put a lot of pressure on fast. If we go like Satyr, Spirit, Skull Cleaver, that's turn 3, 9 damage, which is just huge. 9 damage, 3 creatures on board. Not playing that either. I mean, this is our deck right here. I don't think I need to make any swaps. And like I said, this is absolutely a 16 land deck with that many 1-drops. I mean, I guess you can argue because the Eidolons and the Shieldmates are bestowable. And like I could Mana Sink and Fire Drink Crusader. I don't think there's a real reason to run 17 lands in here. But I'm not going to go 15. Much rather do 16. There's no reason to mana screw myself with a deck that's got this many powerful cards in it. So this is 23. There's 24. Let's separate out the non-creature spells. And Verdict. Okay, so 16 creatures. These can be 3-drops. These things can be 4-drops. God, even with them in the 3 and 4-drop slot, I still like it like this. I love that this deck can go like Shieldmate into Ordeal and still get good value. I would have really liked to have gotten a Ordeal of Perforos instead of a Heliod, or another Ordeal of Heliod. Just more Ordeals would have been nice for this deck, but that's okay. Yeah, this deck's good. This deck is very good. A lot of stuff to target Heroic with. A decent amount of Heroic stuff. Labyrinth Champ, Anax, Winged Steed, and a Crow and Skyguard. And then just good enchantments and bestow stuff. So, yeah, strong deck. Why don't we check out our colors? More white than red, but overall we need both. So they want to do 9-7. I was thinking more 8-8, since we need really one of each. We only need 2 for Winged Steed Rider, but I really want to have both on turn 1 because of all the 1-drops we've got. So, all right, yeah, I'm going to run it like this. I'd say this deck's very strong. It's probably like an 8 out of 10 or something like that. All right, I'll see you guys round 1.